Hi, welcome to this video. So today I'm doing another Shop Miss A haul. So I did one probably a few weeks or a month or so ago. I will link that down below if you're interested. I did quite a lot. That was a huge haul and I did loads of range of items in that one. Today we mainly have highlighters. So I'm going to be showing you, I think I've got 13 different types of highlighters on the Shop Miss A website, and then a couple of other bits that I picked up. But yeah, I thought this video could be really useful. I won't be doing swatches today, so sorry to disappoint if you were here for swatches, but I am just going to be showing the products, showing the size of the products and what the shades look like, because I think sometimes when we see something on a website, it's kind of hard to tell how big something is or what colour it is, and then hopefully with this you can kind of compare the different shades of highlighters and stuff like that just from the way they look in the packaging. But yeah, let's get started. The first thing we'll do is the non-highlighter stuff. So I got this here, which is Claudia Stevens Cream Contour d'Allure. So it's, I hope if I read the English side, I'm reading the French side. I mean, I can read a little bit of French, but not that well. Anti-wrinkle eye cream, there we go, that's a little bit helpful, more helpful. So smooth skin texture to help significantly reduce the appearance of crow's feet and fine lines. Now this comes in a huge box. So stuff like this, I feel like on the website, you might think, oh, a little serum, it's gonna be like this big. This looks pretty huge, so let's actually open it up. And Shop Miss A is a really good site as well. I'm not sponsored or connected to them in any way, I just like to shop there. So this is huge, and they have really good reviews and stuff, so I use the reviews a lot for their products. So this is 30ml, and you can see, you know, how big this looks, so that would be a ton of uses. So I think my mom would probably like one of these. I think that would be really good. But yeah, this had really good reviews actually on the site, so I would definitely, you know, check them out yourself. They are based in America. I always buy quite a lot of products and then get them obviously imported over to the UK. Postage can be a bit expensive, and obviously I pay customs on top, but you know, it is what it is, and most of their stuff is $1 anyway, so actually it doesn't work out that much more expensive when you pay customs and post. The second thing I got was some more skincare, so Pore Refining Exfoliating Facial Scrub. So I'm pretty sure this was in my last haul, but just quite like the look of this. If you open it up, there isn't a seal, so you can smell it. It smells really nice and fresh. So I think it's got the little beads and stuff in it, so I definitely want to give this a try when I've, you know, finished with my current scrub. I'm using one from Superdrug at the moment with like little like oatmeal bits or something. I'm not a massive fan of it, so I'll have to definitely try that one. And then this Equitone, I'm just going to read the non-English side again. Foaming Skin Cleanser. Brighten skin tones, fades the appearance of dark spots. So this is, again, quite a big one. Comes in a big packet like this. And it's kind of like a little squirty tube like that. So I definitely want to try this as well. So it looks like it's going to be quite gentle, as it's kind of like a foam. But yeah, and that's quite big. This is 118ml for that one. And then I also got a couple of mascaras. So I got this one, Amuse Pro Mega Big Lash Waterproof Mascara. So this packaging is really nice. I love this sort of metallic hot pink. Again, quite a long, like you see how big it is compared to my hand, quite a long tube. And then I also got the Fat Lash AOA Studio Mascara. And I think AOA is the kind of brand that actually, you know, is the main brand on Shop Miss A. It's like their own brand or whatever. It's meant to be like really good stuff. So this is obviously just in black as well. This all comes sealed, so I got that too. And then let's move on to the highlights then. So I've kind of organised them in groups for like the different types and brands, and I just want to kind of compare the shades and stuff. Oh, one more thing as well, I also picked up these little notebooks which I thought were really cute. So there's kind of like a little zebra print one, and then a sort of geometric print here, so you get a little pack of two. Because they have all sorts of stuff on Shop Miss A. I love it. They have like stationery stuff, they have accessories, hair stuff, but mainly, you know, it's mostly makeup and skincare, and they have like bath bombs, all sorts. But yeah, like I said, check out that previous video of mine if you want to see like a bigger range of like bath bombs and skincare and beauty, because I got all sorts of stuff in that video. So yeah, I'll link that down below. Okay, so let's move on to the highlighters. So the first ones I got were these. So the AOA Studio Wonder Baked Highlighter. So these ones here, I think are really popular. They obviously, you know, come in this nice little case here. Nothing too fancy with the packaging, but you know, it's quite nice with the simplicity. And the pans are pretty big as well, so you know, we're talking, you know, nearly palm size. So that's pretty good. And this is probably one of the lightest shades, one of the whiter shades. Once again, you can check all the reviews online, see what people say. I think with some of the white shades, they were saying it was a bit like dusty and powdery, but this one here, Cloud, had some of the really good reviews. That one there. And then I'll go in kind of order of sort of colours. This one here is another of that same type. baked highlighter, and this one is Cream Puff. So this one I would say has more of a hint of a gold. It's more of just like a goldy colour. So if we compare those two, sorry about the reflection and the glare. So we're kind of going from almost like pure white, almost a little bit silvery for the first one, to this one here, which is a little bit more yellowy and gold. The third one I got here is Cupcake. So Cupcake is a lot more of a pink colour. So going from Cream Puff, which is a bit of a pale gold, to Cupcake, which is a lot more kind of pink, as you can see there, and definitely still has a lot of gold there, a kind of bronzy colour. So that's the difference between those two. And then the last one of the AOA Studio baked highlighters is Snap. So this is the darkest one that I picked up, and this is a lot more gold. I can't really see a pink or anything in here. So comparing that to the previous Cupcake, you can see Cupcake has a lot more pink, and then this one's more yellowy toned. So if I hold all four of those up, so here are those four different ones. Yeah, you can really see. So this one, probably the first one's for really pale skin tones, the middle two slightly more tanned, and then probably the last one would have to be a slightly darker skin tone. Obviously, you know, the swatches and stuff and on the skin would be probably a bit different, but this is just what they look like. So you can see the kind of range of colours there and the different sort of tones that they have in them. Next up we have the Halo highlighters, and these come in a very similar format. So you can see, compared to the Wonder Baked highlighters, they're pretty much the exact same packaging. That's a big pan once again. And I think these also have really good reviews. So you can see with these, they kind of have different tones actually in them. So this one is Amore, and this is very pink, but I don't think it actually would show up that pink. So it looks very pink actually in the pan there. The next one I have is Allure. So Allure, and this one is a really nice colour actually. It's got like a sort of champagne-y tone to it, so you can see it's got those hints of white once again, then also a lot of like kind of slight yellowy bronzy shades. And then I'm going to compare that one to Blissful. So Blissful is here, and that's a slightly darker version of that, so it's quite hard to see the difference, but this Blissful is definitely a little bit darker there. Apart from that, I can't really see much of a change, just that this one is just a little bit more kind of champagne-y, and this one's got a little bit more hints of white. Really sorry about the glare, it's just because this packaging is so shiny, we are going to get a bit of that. So that is Amore, Allure, I can't really pronounce that middle one, and Blissful. So you can see definitely that one's a lot more pink. These two are similar, but this one's a little bit more gold, and I would say the last one's a bit more bronze. Next up we have Santee highlighters. So these are called the Pro Glow highlighting powders, and these come in also quite a big pan, and these are a lot more square. So if you want to compare the size, probably a very similar amount of product. I don't know if it says how many grams. So the weight for these, so these are 8 grams, and these ones are 5.4 grams I think, so there's a little bit less product in here, but still a really nice pan that you can dip into there. And this is shade 2, so these ones don't actually have names. They do come with a little brush, which looks like it probably wouldn't be a suitable highlighter brush, but that is in there, and a little mirror at the bottom. So this one, as you can see, it's really quite yellowy, and I really love the pattern in here with the squares. And then the second one I've got is number 3. So this one's a lot lighter, a lot more white, so you can definitely compare the two there. So 2 is a lot more yellowy, and then this one is a lot more white, and that's really quite a bright white. It still has a slight pinky champagne-y tone to it, I would say. But yeah, that's the difference between those two. Again, really nice size. Next up we have the AOA Studio Velour highlighters. So these are really interesting. So these are a lot like creamier. I think these are more meant to be like moussey. So these come in a lot of a smaller pan, and these are 3.1 grams. So once again, comparing that to, for example, the Halo ones, you can see it's a bit smaller, and then with those ones as well. So this shade is Crazy. So you can see it almost looks a bit purpley, so it's got a very like metallic tone to it, a little bit pinky and purpley. And then the second one I have here is Sometimes, and that's a lot more champagne-y. It looks more kind of everyday. This one I think would be really nice. I think that would give you a really icy look, and this one might be a little bit more everyday, maybe not as blinding, but once again, it's sort of thing you can't really tell unless you swatch them. But yeah, so there's those two. So I think these are kind of like more moussey and a little bit more like oily, and from the reviews that's what I've heard anyway, but people weren't saying like in a bad way, they were saying it actually blends out, it's really creamy and smooth. So there's definitely those as well, and these would probably go a long way even though they're a little bit smaller. Next up we have another AOA Studio. This is the Perfect Pressed Highlighter. So this one is in the shade Tiara, and this one is 8 grams. So this is going to be a very similar size to these ones. So yeah, those are also 8 grams, the Halo ones, even though it's just in a slightly bigger pan here. So pressed highlighter, so you can see this hasn't got any like fancy like curve shape or anything. It just looks like very flat in the packaging. But this shade Tiara 204 is a really nice champagne-y colour. It looks a bit more white on camera, but it's definitely got more of a sort of pinky bronzy shade to it, which is really nice. I think that is going to suit a lot of skin tones as well. So that was just the one I had for that one. And then our last one is Dewy Cream Highlighter. So this looks a little bit similar to maybe these ones. Very similar size. The weight is 3.5 grams. So this one's just slightly heavier than this one. And this shade that I've got here is Wink. So it's hard to show without all those awful reflections, but it's definitely got like a really nice sort of shimmer to it. It's a mixture of kind of pink, a little bit of purple, a bit of yellow. It's kind of a bit of everything in here. I think that would give a really nice glow. So this one, once again, is also a cream. So this one's, probably going to be quite smooth on the skin rather than, a powder. You could even like build these. You could have a little bit of this underneath and then a powder on top. But yeah, this one's quite cute. So it does seem quite small, but I think once again, it's the sort of thing you'd probably get quite a lot out of that. And I think that's incredibly cute. Yeah, I hope that was helpful showing all of those. I think generally the website's really good in terms of the reviews and stuff. Sometimes the pictures, I find they don't always look exactly as you see in the pictures. But I think generally you can get an idea of like the lighter shades and the darker shades, and you might just want to check the reviews, because often the reviews will talk about undertones, such as like this one having a slightly more of a pinky, or one's being slightly more gold or white, stuff like that, or silvery. But yeah, please give this video a like if you found it interesting or helpful. Please subscribe if you want to see more beauty or anything else that I do, and I will see you all next time. Bye!